welcome to the Fossa Barça podcast. This is your host Shubham, and I have with me Aniket joining you from Canada. Aniket, finally, Barcelona have lifted their La Liga trophy. Uh, it was kind of an anticlimax, but before that, you know, campeones, campeones, oye, oye, oye.
Yes, I am so happy today, Shubham.
Yeah, Aniket. So the intro song actually cut you off. Here
Yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah. No problem. So I was just saying that I was actually happy. We lost the match, and I was not actually interested in the match, but I was interested what was happening after the match. So basically, I just saw the match yesterday, but with no attitude of winning, and it could have been seen from all the players as well. Like for the first 20 odd minutes, 15 minutes, let's say 15 minutes, for the first 15 minutes we were not playing the way we should have been playing, like the champions. And it was just the game was just going on. But yeah, whatever the thing was, and I'm actually happy. After long 4 years, we finally lifted a trophy. So quite happy about that.
Yeah. But before lifting that trophy, as you mentioned, Barca had to host Real Sociedad, and this
Yeah.
game, mind you, was extremely crucial for them because they were out there and they're currently still fighting for the top four position, and they would be hoping to get that position to be able to play in the Champions League next season.
Yeah.
And they, the game, as you mentioned, the attitude was not there, but the game was not that off. It was
Hmm.
not because I saw a lot of headlines of media outlets saying that a hangover, Barcelona are in hangover. No, I thought it was just some sort of bad luck and not clinical finishing by Lewandowski, and he has been struggling this season, especially
Yeah.
not this season, but post World Cup stage.
Hmm.
But before going into all the analytics, why don't you just give us the lineup?
So lineup yesterday was pretty much the same. The defense and midfield, no, not actually exactly the same, it was a lot different. So let me just dive into the lineups. Attacking, Dembele started the game yesterday. Dembele was fit and fine for yesterday's game, and he was running on the pitch, man. I could see him running all the way around. So Dembele started the game. Lewandowski and Rafinha were helping him in the attack. Frankie de Jong, Busquets, and Kessie were in the midfield. Jordi Alba started the game as our left back. Helping him was Christensen, Kounde, and Balde was on the right back position. And as usual, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen was the goalkeeper for yesterday's match, and a solid one
Yeah,
yet
indeed.
again.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, a changed lineup, especially in the shape, because the thing
Hmm.
which makes me happy as a Barcelona fan, uh, yeah. So welcome Maraticula, as to all the viewers who will be watching us later and even live. Maraticula has been a great supporter of our podcast, and great to have him. So coming back to the game, as a Barcelona fan, I'm really happy that there was a change in the formation from 4-4-2, or like Gavi has been deployed in that, let's say, not a very deep left wing, but more of a midfield side. So it was really nice, to have. Frankie deserve more this than anyone. That is very
Yeah.
very true. That is very
And
very true.
even so,
No, but we will
Manu,
get.
for this,
Yeah, okay. Let's get.
no, let me just say a statement about Frankie De Jong in this one. I saw his video. There were some clips I was going through in some reels, and as I saw one of the reels, and in that reel, I could see Frankie De Jong so happy on that parade bus. I mean, that made me happy as well. And rightly said, Frankie De
No,
Jong
the
deserves
reason
this one.
that I completely agree with Manu is his determination to stay at this club. Literally every single person,
Mm,
right from the coach, because Xavi wasn't very happy with Frankie,
yep.
till Laporta, who wanted to cash
Mm,
in because he was a sellable asset. And he had like that 80-85 million euro contract from Manchester United, or offer from Manchester United, but
yep.
he rejected all along from his fellow Dutch coach Erik ten Hag, who has been craving for his arrival at Manchester United, and
Mm,
rightfully so. He deserves this. But
yes.
anyway, coming back to the game, I was really happy that there was a shift in the formation for 4-4-2 to 4-3-3, because, and as Barcelona fans, we really we are cringy and we are obsessed with that 4-3-3 formation. And it's a good sight to have two wingers taking on the fullbacks all along, as you mentioned, as
Yep.
Dembele did, and as Rafinha did in the absence of Dembele as well.
Mm,
But unfortunately, start wasn't great for Barcelona, as after 6 minutes, Barcelona concede an early goal owing to a defensive offensive mistake, let's say, from Kounde, who was trying to dribble in and trying to escape Barcelona half, and it was quite
yeah.
comfortable for him. There was no such pressure, but I think he put himself in the pressure, lost the ball, got dispossessed, and then there was a great counter attack initiated by Real Sociedad, and then Ter Stegen tried to put in his leg, and it was still a deflection. I mean, he it was not a
Mm.
clean shot. Ter Stegen tried to dwell in, but unfortunately, it is what it is. Barcelona concede 1-0, very very early goal.
I think in that goal, Kounde just took too many touches. It was, and he went too close to the attacker there. So that was just a mistake. But mistakes happen. It's a game of football. Probably he would learn from his mistakes. But one more mistake I want to talk about here is Lewandowski. Man, that header which he missed. I mean, I don't know, man. I was just about to celebrate, and then I just did this, and then I'm like, what happened? So
Mm,
yeah, that probably that header should not have been missed. But anywho, that got happened. He missed ample amount of chances yesterday, did not capitalize any chances. But
mm.
one more player, as I said, Dembele. I just want to give a fact out here. Dembele managed to complete 8 dribbles in first half, and it is most number of dribbles by any player. And he yesterday had a huge influence on the game, Shubham.
Yeah. Yeah, completely. And exactly, this is the example of what we were missing
Yeah.
in those last 3-4 months when he was injured. And Rafinha, with all due respect to Rafinha, and his the way he did everything, and we have talked on lengths and how he doesn't give up, and he works till the last minute. But
Mm.
the most important thing for Dembele is his skill. You cannot
Yeah.
imbibe skill. He is fast. He's lightning fast, and this is something which you cannot just get it. So yeah, and his coming back is nice, and let's hope that his contract is renewed. His contract will be finishing
Mm.
in June of 2024. So I hope that they sort out the issues, and then he can continue without any injuries.
Yep.
But the first half, ended 1-0, and in the second half, the story was similar. Barcelona were trying to get back to the game. 70 minutes in, Frankie De Jong was beautifully dribbling the ball in the half of Real Sociedad, gets dispossessed. Actually, that was a clear foul. I don't know. I don't understand. By the way, refereeing has been stupendously bad yesterday. I mean, I
Yep.
couldn't fathom one of the options. I think, I'm not sure if this was the same, but Frankie De Jong was fouled again and again and again, and then in one of the fouls he got frustrated. He just waved his arms, started questioning the referee, like from a far distance, saying like, what is this? And then he himself got carded, by the way. So anyway, coming back to this goal, or this
Mm-hmm.
chance, Frankie de Jong gets fouled, and a counter attack is once again initiated. Goal by Sorloth, a defensive mistake clearly. I mean, well, it was a foul, so it shouldn't have been a goal. But anyway, defensive mistake was such because three players were starting or were running back with the counter attacking play of Real Sociedad. Marcos Alonso was trying to cut his run. Unfortunately, his speed doesn't allow him to do that. So that was
Yeah.
that. And then two more players, Christensen and Sergio Busquets, were trying to just run in, just come back. And Sorloth, who shot the goal, he was having a free run into the Barca box. And when he received the ball from the winger, I don't remember actually who that was. Sorloth was just there. There was no one. So I cannot understand as great players as Christensen, who hardly put a foot wrong in the whole season, and Sergio Busquets, who is a veteran. I don't understand how these mistakes can happen. But anyway, these
Mhm.
mistakes happen. And first mistake it was Kounde. Second mistake, let's say it was Sergio Busquets or Christensen or Marcos Alonso couldn't try to get the ball. There is a very quick and, let's say, a clear commonality in all these aspects or all these defensive mistakes is missing or absence of Araujo. Araujo is that binding gel, which somehow he has an idea, he has this mixture or compound to just gel everyone in.
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
reading one of the facts that uh, out of those 15 goals that Barcelona have conceded this season in the league, only five have been conceded when Araujo was playing on the pitch.
Wow.
So that is amazing. We
Mhm.
have talked and talked and talked about Ter Stegen's influence for hours. But Aniket, this statistic is extremely important. Without this statistic, you cannot praise the defense or the defensive improvement that Barcelona have had in this season.
Yeah.
And mind you, I think in the out of the four defeats, only one happened in the league when when Araujo was not playing. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
was so, only one defeat when Araujo was playing, and all the three defeats were when Araujo was not playing. So, yeah, and he is the player that makes whole defensive unit perfect.
Exactly, Shubham. I have no other words to support whatever you just said. And as Manu said, he is definitely a leader for
Yeah,
sure. He's the
yeah,
leader in defense. He takes the whole crew with him and he leads them by an example. He sets an example that this is how it should be done. And probably Kounde, Christensen, even Eric Garcia would love to follow him. So, um, and one more thing I wanted to say about Araujo, I think we talked about this the last time as well. And whenever he sees a Barcelona's flag or the Barcelona's logo on this side, sorry, Barcelona's logo, even on the pitch, he does not step foot on it. He will
mm,
just jump over it.
mm.
And man, this is how a fan should be, right? Or even uh,
A leader
sorry,
or just a lover,
exactly,
basically.
even a leader and a
Anyone,
lover should be,
anyone who
man.
just respects the institution. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. As we were talking about defense, I want to give you one more fact here, Shubham, about Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. He was again fantastic, fabulous
Yeah,
in yesterday's game. We scored we conceded two goals, but I don't blame Ter Stegen for any of those, man. If you are one on one, it's 50-50 chances. Either you would concede a goal or you would save a goal. So there is absolutely nothing for Ter Stegen to be blamed for those goals. Uh, but mind you, if he was not there yesterday, we would have conceded two or three more goals yesterday. So again, a fantastic player, fantastic saves, and I think we are just fortunate enough to watch him come back to form again. And as we
yeah.
move as we move towards the 90 minutes of the games, around 89th minute or so,
Yeah,
that
just Aniket, just before you go on and
yeah.
explaining this point, I would like to say that before like 90 minutes we scored, but on 85th or 86th minute,
Mhm.
Xavi brought on Pablo Torre.
Hmm.
And so I think it's a perfect time to highlight a comment by Marathi is uh, like, of course, the first one is the
Yeah,
attitude was a problem and Xavi is to blame. But the most important blame that we discussed in the last live that we did with Marathi is, why wasn't Pablo starting? And this
exactly.
is the perfect example of what he could
Exactly.
do, and what he
Yeah.
did in those 5 minutes is much more than, let's say, Kessie. Okay, Kessie had great options to score, but he didn't. But
Hmm.
let's say when you talk about Busquets, like Busquets had a terrible game yesterday. We aren't talking about it because now he's leaving and
Yeah.
all
It's like,
needs. Yeah. So okay, then you can go on to explain this point.
no, I completely agree with Marathi Cooler here. Like, Pablo Torres should have been the starter in yesterday's game. He could have rested Gavi, and he could have played Pablo Torre instead. Like, he could have made some adjustments to the lineup. But these players, they need some time on the pitch, even to prove themselves. Or if we want to sell those players, we want to loan those players, they need to have some minutes on their name just to go to a different team. But again, I was talking about the goal which came in the 98th minute. It was Pablo Torre uh, who guided it wide to Torres, who who gave a beautiful cross to Lewandowski, and he heads it to make the home score one goal. So that was Lewandowski's, I think, 22nd goal uh, in the league,
Yeah.
and he would be leading the Pichichi race. I think Benzema is standing on 17 goals, so 5 goals lead for Lewandowski. Hope he wins the game. I think it's
Yeah.
4 more games to go, if I'm not wrong. Three or four.
Three
Correct me if
games
I'm
to
wrong.
three games to go, and I think
Three games to go.
Madrid are playing currently against Valencia. So until the point we started this live, Valencia were leading
That's
1-0.
nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so I would just go and check once again how is the game happening, and if and for a yeah, so Valencia are still leading,
Perfect.
1-0, and Benzema is playing, by the way. So there is a
Yeah.
chance
So there
that
is still some
he
ray
could
of
still,
hope, but
yeah,
I hope that I wish that he would not score a hat trick or something in today's game,
yeah,
and I wish that Madrid loses this game. But anyways, um, yeah, I want to raise one more point here, Shubham. Did you see yesterday the refereeing against Lewandowski? And what was the referee doing in yesterday's game? Like, I'm not sure what timestamp this happened, but if I'm not wrong, it happened in the later half of the game, that's for sure, and the last third half of the
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it was. I'm not sure too, but I remember what exactly we were talking
He
about.
was
It's
just going to throw the ball, but he just put the ball to his head, and he's like, "No, I just
yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
get this one done."
yeah,
But it
because
was,
he knows for a fact that as soon as he shows his temper or he loses his temper, he is gonna get banned again for like two
yeah,
three games, five four
yeah,
games, and so he might lose on to win that Pichichi, and I think he was sensible enough there.
yeah,
The point that you're mentioning is, or the moment that you're mentioning, I think he was fighting for the ball, and he
mm,
he actually he was just standing there, and there was a Sociedad player who dived behind him, and
mm,
then I think Lewandowski just moved so that he could pass the ball. Sorry, the player could be passed, and then he just took the ball, and I think he was about to shoot, and then there was a foul. So I
yeah,
think I completely agree with Lewandowski.
mm,
Uh, there was no foul. It was not a foul at all, but unfortunately, it is what it is.
yeah. But that's what the level of refereeing was in yesterday's game against Frankie De Jong,
Yeah.
against Lewandowski. I mean, Lewandowski was not given ample amount of chances when he got fouled.
Yeah.
Uh, I could remember 3 to 4 at least,
No,
but when
one
he
more,
did,
one more also I want to mention before I forget is
mhm,
there is this defender, Lenormand. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, technically in my region, if the meaning of this word is the guy who lives in Normandy, in which I live. So Le
mhm,
Normand. I think he's half French, half Spanish. I'm not sure. Anyway, so he fouled Lewandowski from the back, and Lewandowski has been feeling this issue of lower back and back pain, and I think it was
Mm,
a clear foul, and
yeah,
I think referee called that as a foul, but there was no card, and I think Lewandowski repeated exactly the same thing
the same
on
thing. Yeah,
Leatherman, and then there was a yellow card to
yeah,
Lewandowski.
yeah,
So
exactly.
there is no sense in the refereeing at all. I
Hmm.
mean, there was no sense in the refereeing at all. Yeah, but it is.
One more point I want to make here, that now that we are talking about the refereeing, let's just talk about a little bit hindsight about the Nigeria case. So what has happened now is Barcelona has been proved innocent. They do not have any evidence to prove that Barcelona did anything wrong. What they did was they just took some analysis of the referees, and which is completely, uh, how do I say, which is completely legal, or which is completely fine for the clubs to do that. And that is what Barcelona did. And now what Barcelona is doing is they are suing anyone who tried to tarnish their image, who
Yeah,
tried to defame them. So they are filing on defamation cases against authors of articles, against, uh, I have heard the news that they are also putting a defamation case against Tebas, president of La Liga. So that would that would gain Barcelona some money, at least, for sure, if not, uh,
yeah,
if not
yeah,
other way.
yeah.
So
So
that is one more thing.
I would just like to highlight once again a comment of Maraticula of how uh, Pablo Torre is really a perfect example of Pedri, and unfortunately, we are not giving him, or Xavi is not giving him
Mhm.
this trust. And like yesterday, he played just for 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
I think in the post match conference when Xavi asked about it, and good thing was he acknowledged that Pablo Torre had a good game and he was involved in the in that goal build up. So
Mm,
I think he was the one who passed it to Torres, and then Torres gave the cross to Lewandowski.
11. Yeah.
But it really has to be seen. As we discussed in the last game, there is no sense to play. With Pedri, like Pedri is injured apparently. I don't know how serious that injury is. Araujo
Mm,
is injured. I don't know how serious that injury is. So this is the perfect time where you could give some game time to youngsters, and Pablo Torre and Ansu Fati could get this time. But yeah, it's a difficult. Like for example, yesterday there was no point of playing Rafinha. It could be easily Ferran Torres, or let's say you can play Ansu Fati. Dembele I can understand, because he just returned from injury, so okay, he is having some time. But still, I would be a bit skeptical on giving him 90 minutes. It would be nice for
mm,
Dembele to have like 30-45 minutes. It's good,
mm.
and then Ansu Fati replaces him, which he did yesterday, I presume. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. About Ansu
Yeah.
Fati, by the way, I also just want to mention a quick point. Uh,
Mm,
it is really frustrating, man. I mean, I really like that player, and it is really frustrating for me to see him doing what he was doing yesterday. In one of the opportunities, he had a great dribble. He
mm,
went till the end of Real Sociedad box, and what he did is he tried to steal a corner. Instead of sort of skiving inside the box of
mm,
Real Sociedad, he tried to win a corner. This is
mm,
this is that Coutinho stuff, when you try to I don't know, like hide from your responsibilities or from your skills.
mm.
I was feeling so sad when he tried to steal that corner. I mean, you're not there.
To
He
steal a
was he
corner, you
was
are there to score a
Yeah,
goal, or even
he
pass
was
to your
he was
fellow.
he was meant to replace the greatest player on the planet. At least not replace, but at least have the burden,
Carry on
or
his
yeah,
responsibilities. Yes.
carry on the burden of number 10, and this
Yeah.
is this is sad. So I hope that Xavi can somehow fix this situation, but let us hope.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Yeah. Again, this is a weird point to mention, but anyway, as Barca fans, I think we have to mention Barcelona won the league, after 4 years, and the point in which Barcelona were having issues in the last 4 years is they were getting difficult. At least in the last 2 years, they were getting difficult group stages, groups in which the group
Not
stage.
just difficult group stage, Shubham. But yeah, I'll let you continue.
Yeah, I mean, it was, always Bayern, and then last time it was Inter Milan, and so, difficult groups, difficult. I mean, of course, it's possible that you can tactically play better. So I'm not saying that Barcelona got knocked out because the group was difficult, but I'm saying that financially speaking, when you at least qualify into the next round or round of 16, it's a financial advantage.
Hmm.
So as of now, we need to gather every single penny which is available. And the one sort of happiness was that Barcelona, because they won the league, they will be able to, let's say, escape those groups, or at least escape getting drawn with the league leaders, or like the champions of other leagues. But unfortunately, Bayern have bottled down Bundesliga. They have, in the search of treble. Nagelsmann was sacked and Mr. Tuchel was brought on. And apparently, Mr. Tuchel has fucked up in every single department. And now they lost to Leipzig at Allianz Arena at their home, 1-3. And
Yeah.
then Dortmund was supposed to play Augsburg today, and they have won 3-0. And now Dortmund are leading the Bundesliga by 2 points, and they both have only one game to go. Dortmund will be playing next game on their home ground against Mainz, and Bayern's next game is against it's an away game against FC Köln. FC Köln, it's not a great team, but it's an away game. So I don't know. I think that we are gonna. In one of the tweets I saw, it
Fingers
was so.
crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I saw one of the tweets is like the next season Barcelona are going to draw Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and Newcastle United, who is gonna qualify for Champions League from Premier League, at the third position in the Premier League as well. So yeah, it's gonna be difficult next season.
So I want to share one comment here, and I really, this is me every time I see this man leaving.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
But
that is true. That is true. But it's a
it is
big.
time for him to leave. It is a good
Yeah,
time for him. He won the league being a captain. First and last time he would be lifting the league title as captain, which is good.
especially at the Camp Nou, because next time. Yeah,
Yeah,
Marathi Kuller
exactly.
is in a great mood. He's asking to bring on Bayern, but I think for me I'm a bit practical, and I think I'm a bit scared of Bayern, to be honest, as of now at least, because it's not
Yeah.
that I'm scared of Bayern, but it's like I'm tired of all those humiliations. So I would like
Mm,
to play with them when we are in the better position, and with Xavi, unfortunately, in especially in the group stage, in the Europe, or in the European games, it has been difficult. So I
yeah.
don't want to, play Bayern as of now. But anyway, coming back to Busquets' point, yes, it has been a great ride for Busquets, but it is time right now. Uh, Yesterday, to all the fans who watched the game, there was a chatter between Busquets and Zubimendi, and
Mm,
I don't know what Busquets talked to Zubimendi, but if
yeah.
you saw Aniket, that those minutes or those seconds, uh, Zubimendi had tears in his eyes. So I don't
Mm,
know. Maybe it was some. Maybe Busquets mentioned it to him that how he could be his perfect replacement, and coming this from a veteran, from a legend like Busquets, who is one of a player, who has been considered probably one of the most unique DMs in the world,
yeah.
in the history of football.
Yeah.
It's a great. It's a great, I think, honor for Zubimendi. But let's see if Zubimendi will come. But I think for me, realistically, uh, I think it could be Amrabat, or not even Amrabat. It could be just Nico coming back. We will have Gundogan and a double pivot of Gundogan, or like Kessié, Gundogan with a bit of front roll for Frankie De Jong, or a double pivot of Frankie De Jong and Gundogan. I don't know. I don't know. Like I know that
Exactly.
I know
Exactly. I
Gundogan's
don't know.
natural position is not a DM, But financially speaking, I cannot talk about Amrabat, because 25
Mm,
million euros is gonna be a
mm.
great task for Barcelona. By the way,
Yeah, that is true. We'll let those things to the managers and to the sporting staff. Alemani is good in negotiating with players. So let's see how this summer goes. I'm quite sure that this summer would be interesting for Barcelona. Uh, okay, so last time on the podcast, we had a conversation that Alemani is leaving, and within this week, he's back again. He's not leaving. He would be staying in at Barcelona. Apparently, he did not like the he liked the project what Aston Villa offered him, but he's like, no, Barcelona is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and he wanted to stay at the best club in the world, so he's not going anywhere. Last time when we talked, it was apparently Jordi Cruyff who was going to take his position, but now it seems that Jordi Cruyff would be leaving and Deco would be taking his place. So there is too much going on in Barcelona's outside the in the administrative stuff. So this would be the perfect time to dive onto our TFB shootouts, penalty shootouts.
yeah. Before just moving to the penalty shootout, I would just like to highlight once again the comment of Maraticula. He mentions that how Nico is of same profile as Busi, and I or Aniket, I know that we discussed normally, and we discussed this with Maraticula in the last podcast. We agree that Nico is of the similar profile, but I don't know. Replacing Busquets, in the long role, I think Nico could be a bit less experienced, inexperienced. So i
Hmm.
think i think it could be a great it could have been really good that Nico and Busquets had spent some time together. So it
Yeah,
could have been a great opportunity for Nico to to learn from Busquets.
Busquets,
So
yes.
a mentor kind of a role, or like, let's say, a backup DM. Busquets could have extended his contract knowing that he will not play all the games, and he would be just there in the supporting structure, like
Mm,
how Dani Alves was signed. So something similar could have really helped Nico, but I
yeah.
think Nico as of now might not be ready
Mm,
for the role. But yeah, moving to the TAB penalty shootout in this segment, we discuss all the transfer rumors and administrative stuff which happen around Barcelona. This is the first one, and it is a bomb. It is a bomb, and it is too good to be true. So if it is true, I think there is nothing else, as a Barcelona fan, which I would like, except for, of course, Messi coming back in Barcelona, winning the Champions League. But the second thing is Barcelona. There was a bomb regarding Joshua Kimmich. Uh, Kimmich is one of the captains of Bayern Munich, and he's a great DM, a backup
mm,
right back. Uh, Perfect replacement for Busquets, if you ask me. To be honest, I mean, Zubimendi, yes, but Zubimendi doesn't look. He doesn't want to come, and he wants to enjoy the next season as a Champions League with Real Sociedad. So Joshua Kimmich is a perfect big man, big match game player. And but
mm.
apparently Barcelona did not contact Joshua Kimmich, who has absolutely no intention to leave Bayern Munich, is one story. But there is another story saying that so for example, he doesn't have an agent, and so some of his family members or someone from his camp actually offered Kimmich to Barcelona,
Hmm.
and Barcelona were really surprised and shocked, as we are. And they
Yeah.
they they don't want to assess, they don't want to be overhyped or overjoyed. They just want to be calm, they want to assess the situation. And they've so this case might be given to Pini Zahavi, who is who is who has been an agent and a lawyer who has been helping Barcelona in all I mean, many different cases. And he was the one who was involved in bringing Lewandowski from Bayern to Barcelona. So Pini
Mm.
Zahavi might be given this job. And I mean, man, Joshua Kimmich, but it would be, I think it would, for me, it's not practical, because Bayern will never let Joshua
Kimmich
Kimmich
leave.
leave, you
Yeah,
know
exactly.
because
They would never let
it's
him leave.
for them, it's a humiliation, you know, if they lose the league, if they didn't
Yeah,
reach, let's say, semifinals of Champions League
Champions
this
League.
season.
Mm.
And it's gonna be really humiliating for them if last season Lewandowski came to Barcelona, this season their captain comes to Barcelona, because they have this knack of, having a competition with Barcelona. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be. I have heard that it's gonna be a crazy summer. There were some rumors saying that this summer by Alemania and Laporta is going to be even wilder summer than last season. And last summer, we signed Lewandowski, we renewed the contract of Dembele, we signed Kounde, we signed Rafinha, we signed Christensen,
Christensen.
we signed Kessie.
Yep.
Am I missing anyone? So it's gonna
And there
be,
were too many departures as well.
yeah.
As
So
we were
if
signing on players, there were too many departures as well. So
Yeah. So if Messi, a right back, and Joshua Kimmich can come, and let's say
Gundogan as well to add on.
yeah, Gundogan, and then probably Abde or Carrasco, one of these two
Yeah,
players, it
I
would
think
be
yeah,
fire.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So this is just one of the administrative news that Barcelona Museum will temporarily change its location to where the club's ice ring was located, and this is going to take after 28th of May.
Hmm. As we already discussed, Robert Lewandowski, I mean, he's very close to have fulfilled his objective of winning the Pichichi award in this first season. He has currently scored 22 goals, five more than his main rival Karim Benzema, who has 17 as of now. And 81 minutes, Madrid are playing Valencia, still 1-0, so still 17.
I would say Hala Madrid, go and lose the game.
Yeah, well, Madrid, they have a knack of coming back. So you never
Yeah,
know. 89th minute, we are still 1-0, and then we end the podcast and we see let's say, Benzema
92nd,
scored.
93rd minutes, it would be 3-1.
Yeah. So let us
Could
let us
happen.
let us wait for the game to be finished, and then
Yeah.
we can go on and talk about the game.
The next one is coming is Rafa Yuste, who is vice president of Barcelona, has confirmed that Deco will join and replace Jordi Cruyff. So, as I was saying, that Jordi Cruyff is set to leave. He would be Deco would be replacing him.
Yeah. It could be a great I don't know, I mean, looking at his record in South America, he has been a good scout,
Hmm. Hmm.
so let's say young players coming from,
I mean,
and
Jordi
Alemani.
Cruyff was one of the key players or key factors for Victor Font's plan. So
Yeah,
he's a
true.
great scout, as you said. He's a great scout. He knows the younger talent.
No, but for Deco, I think it could be interesting because he is a great scout in South America, and
Mm.
Alemani is more of a person who, I mean, all the rumors in the media when he was leaving is, or where Alemani didn't want to bring back Messi, and he just wanted to have youngsters and young players come back or come to Barcelona. So a combination of Deco and Alemani could be amazing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Xavi has reiterated to the club that he thinks that a right back must be signed. Of course, it's I believe that too. He likes Joao Cancelo the most, but Johan Faut is more realistic. I never understand these media outlets, man. Like one day they will say Johan Foyt is impossible to bring on because there is 60
Yeah,
million clause, and then they will say no, Josh Zubimendi, we want to buy Zubimendi. Then they will say no, 60 million is too much money for us. Then they will say no, we
we
could
will
go
get
for,
Sofia Amrabat.
yeah, no,
Then they'll
no.
say no, no, no.
So Amrabat is still 25 million euros.
25.
They would
Yeah.
say Joshua Kimmich, whose
So
price
what
could
you are
be 80,
expecting the
80
price
million
for?
euros.
Yeah, exactly. 80, 90 million. That's for sure,
Yeah,
right? For
yeah. So like,
Kimmich?
if you cannot buy, like you are asking for like 5 million, 10 million, like one of those Fabriano Diaz, the Uruguayan under 20
Yeah.
players. We haven't been able to strike a deal for him because I think they want 8 million euros, and we don't want to give more than 6 million euros. So we are not able to match that 2 million bridge. And here all the rumors are, yes, Juan Foyth is more realistic. I never understand it, but just it has. I mean, uh, Javi Miguel is a let's say a reputed journalist. So let's
Mm.
say let's believe that he's saying that. So names like Nico, Farhan, or Torre could enter the operation, who could go to Villarreal, and Johan Foyth could be signed. But I genuinely don't believe this news at all.
Let's see what happens. It would be a crazy summer for Barcelona, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So one more news coming in that Barcelona will receive the okay from La Liga for the viability plan on Monday.
Hmm.
All renewed contracts can be registered, and the club will once again be subjected to one-on-one rule for the new signings.
Yeah. This is a perfect time for Manu's comment that that's Laporta for you, and he will do impossible things. I understand Manu, and I'm a supporter of Laporta too. But my point is, these media reports are so they contradict each other. Like one day
Yeah.
they say like it's not possible, the financial stability is too, I mean, financial capability is too low, and then next day they will say no, it's possible. So I'm talking about these uncertain, or let's say inconsistent reports, yeah. But let's see that tomorrow is a big day. If they can get this uh, go ahead from La Liga, it would be nice for Barcelona, and then finally we'll be able to
To
officially send the
register the
contract,
players. Yeah.
register the players, yes, and officially send an offer to Messi as well.
Hmm.
um, yeah, Inter Milan and Juventus are very attentive to the situation of Jordi Alba. Barca are ready to give him the letter of freedom if needed. But I genuinely don't think that Jordi Alba will accept this, because he still wants those 35 million euros, which are being deferred to him. There were some reports saying that his contract could be extended for two more seasons, and
Hmm.
he's not accepting a salary reduction. The only thing he can accept is his 35 million euros will be further deferred. That will be paid to him after 2-3 years, when his eventual contract will be finished. Current one is
Hmm.
finishing in June of 2024.
Let's see how it goes. I'm not sure what Jordi Alba will do in the future. Uh, let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
One interesting news coming is Barcelona have signed an agreement with Dutch firm Philips for the sleeve for their first team shirt. It contributes an additional income for next season's budget, and the deal is for 3 plus 2 years optional. And they would be earning some money from this deal. That is for sure a hefty amount of money, which could be used to register the players, to pay their salaries, and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. When we were talking financial aspects, this is the point which was, we didn't discuss this, or we hadn't thought to discuss this, but I just clicked my mind right now. Is I don't know how true this is, because it's one of the Spanish media outlets who reported this. Is the financial income of Madrid after getting eliminated for Champions League, like the money that they got from Champions League, even after getting eliminated in the Champions League semi-finals, was 113 million euros. You know, 113 million euros. So this is exactly what I was talking about, when I discussed, or when I mentioned, we are too idealistic sometimes. We need to understand that even getting out of the group stage and then qualifying for next round, financially it's a big leap, you take for the future, for the club, or at least the present better maintenance of the club.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. 100% sure.
And then the next one, Aniket.
Yeah, I think the next one is Barcelona could earn a total of 56 million from the deal with Philips. 8 million in the first year, 10, 12, 12, and 14 in the consecutive 4 years after that. The fund will certainly contribute towards easing their financial burdens.
Hmm. Yeah, let's see. It sounds to be a good deal. Next season, I think, because they will be moving to a different stadium
Mhm.
from Camp Nou because of Espai Barça. I hope that ticket sales and they have been reduced. And I think there was a comment from Lapota saying that they haven't received so many, uh, let's say, demands for season pass. So let's see how it turns out
I'll tell you
financially.
one. There is one catch in here. If Messi returns, that is going to
Yeah.
increase. That is for 100% sure.
Yeah, if Messi returns, I am personally traveling to Barcelona to watch a game because I I want
Don't
to
want to
watch
miss
him,
the
man.
chance
No,
again,
no,
eh?
no. Yeah, no, because I have missed this. I waited too long for Messi. I never thought that Messi will leave Barcelona, so I waited
Yeah,
too long.
yeah,
And then when I went to Barcelona to watch the game, Messi was not there. And unfortunately, as you know, I live very close to Paris, so it has been a terrible, terrible. It has been terrible 2 years for me to always
yeah,
go to Paris and see Messi's billboards in Paris, and so I always thought that I would never go to PSG and watch a game. Because I don't want to contribute even 1 single euro to Messi's salary or to Mbappe's salary, or to, let's say, Neymar's salary. But when he's coming back and the news, I am personally, I mean, I just told this to my wife a couple of days ago that if we are leaving Europe, at the end of my contract here, still I will have like 2-3 months still in Europe. I'm gonna go to Barcelona and I'm gonna watch that game, man, because I just want to watch Messi just one, at
yeah,
least once. Yeah.
for sure.
And the last one for today, Lecce, an Italian side, are willing to make a big effort to sign Samuel Umtiti, who has been on loan, to Lecce. And of course, the condition is that they will only be able to do so if they avoid being relegated. Lecce think that they might be able to pull off a deal for 4 million euros. I think it's a good deal because 4 million euros and Barcelona don't have to pay the remaining wages. So I think it's a win-win situation for Barcelona and also for Samuel Umtiti because Samuel Umtiti has been playing well, has been playing without an injury for them. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, and Manu, thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, I hope that Messi can come back as every single blaugrana, and I hope that I can go to Barcelona just to see him once, in the jersey of Barcelona. Yeah. Okay,
for
so I think that's it. Last episode, we could not, so because we did the live, and it was the first time we did the live, so we actually did not put the audio medium or the audio file on Spotify and Google Podcast, but we will make sure that this time it will go on Google Podcast and all the audio mediums that we are on. Just to let you know, we are on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Ghana for Indian users, Amazon Music as well. So please do to listen to us. Now on, we are just gonna do lives. And we loved interacting with Marathi Kula and Manu, and we are going to. I hope that we will have more and more people watching us and asking us questions. Even for the people who will be watching this video later, please ask us the questions, and we will make sure to cover it in the next live. And from the next time, please try to join us in more and more capacity. And
perfect.
Aniket,
Like
any last comments from you?
as usual, keep liking, keep sharing, keep smiling. Forza Barça.
Indeed, Forza Barça.